All right, class, greetings. This is your professor, Dr. Jace Alston, and we are back for another week of your reference class, aka 7314, which is your reference sources and services class. We are in I believe we are now in week 9. So, just to keep up, we are now in week 9. Your assignment for the virtual reference paper was due on March the 17th, which at the time that I'm recording would be yesterday. So that is due. You need to get it to me right away. Whoa, you need to get it to me right away if you have not. And from here, we need to be starting on our next assignment, which is our Wikipedia edit assignment, which will be due at the end of this month. So the Wikipedia edit assignment is due on March the 31st for everyone. You have a rubric, so please pay attention to that rubric. Now, Wikipedia edit assignment. Let me just read through this. This assignment will ask you to edit a Wikipedia page and submit a report on the edits you have made, how you documented those edits, and what you did to ensure that the document you chose was both documented by reference sources and how you communicated that information to a public audience. What page should you edit? Well, the choice of the page that you can edit is yours. However, you will need to make at least one major edit, so you may wish to choose a page that is not fully developed. You have probably seen stubs, as they call them in Wikipedia, and so that might be one that's not fully developed and that you can fully develop. There's a list of articles needing additional references here. Many of these also can use some editing. You might find your passion by looking through this list. You are not, I repeat, you are not required to find something from this list. So if there is something that is of interest to you, please go ahead and pursue editing that page. How do you edit a Wikipedia page? Well, there are instructions available here. Let's make sure this link still works. Yay. Okay, but you can also probably find some videos that are just as helpful for Wikipedia editing as this Wikipedia page here. Be sure to read the Wikipedia style guidelines and review wiki markup language. Please also visit the Wikipedia Tea House to learn more about editing in Wikipedia. That's your tea house. It's a long, long page, but it may be helpful. You are not required to read all of that, however. But if it's helpful to you, you may want to look at it. Okay. Now, what should be included with your edit? What should you include with your edit? You should make a major edit, at least one. Bonus points if you do more. And, well, I shouldn't say bonus points if you do more. It will make me smile, though, if you do more. But if you get a 13 out of 13 or what have you, I'm probably not going to give extra credit beyond that 13. Okay? Your edit should contribute substantial information and meaningful substance. The information you add should not be trivial. What will you turn in? Well, this assignment has two components. You will have a Wikipedia edit, turn in the URL for your page, and the URL for the revision history of the page. So when we talk about the URL for the revision history, let's go ahead and pull up my hometown here. Oh goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up my hometown here. I am from Soul City, North Carolina. Soul City, North Carolina. And this is my hometown here, and on this is the regular Wikipedia page. So, can do this link right here. That's a URL. But you can also come down here and come to View History. And when you select View History, we have a revision history here. And that can be used. Okay. So I am going to need both the URL for the main page, which is under this Read tab here, and then also the View History, okay? All right. Now, report of edit and reflections. So you should include a one-page write-up that contains, well, that documents and summarizes the changes you made to the site, what you have learned about Wikipedia culture and editing, and librarians and scholars' relationships to Wikipedia. You should also include a 1 to 2 page reflection that indicates that you reflected on information seeking habits and information communication to the end users. This reflection should demonstrate that you are thinking about how to communicate information to end users in the most effective way possible, including discussing differences among end users and their information seeking habits. Your paper should be double spaced and in a 12-point font for readability. Now, as I said earlier, there is a rubric here. So you all should be focused on these things to the most left. These columns that are the leftmost columns under ratings. So, criteria, as far as edits, you contribute substantial information to the source. I'm going to be looking for you all to do just that. Clearly marked and apparent. Again, looking for you all to do just that. Reflection. Do not forget reflection. Include, because I need to know you guys are thinking. That's why reflection is an element that I grade for. Includes one-page documentation of changes made. Demonstrates reflection of communicating information to end users. Please exceed my expectations. I know my expectations are vague and not explicitly stated, but you're still going to have to exceed them. It's kind of a paradox, isn't it? Reflection demonstrates reflection on diverse user information needs and how to meet those needs. If you are able to exceed my expectations in all 5 of these areas, then you will get a perfect score of 13. Now I'm going to tell you all, this Wikipedia assignment is one of my favorite assignments that I assign in any of my classes, so I'm going to be watching this one very closely. The thing with the Wikipedia assignment is that I feel that this assignment, more than anything else that I assign, is likely to enhance knowledge for the broader community, and that's why it's one that I like a lot. So you may have an assignment like the LibGuide assignment or like the virtual reference assignment that's good for you and it's good for us here in the program, and hopefully in some ways those do prepare you for life beyond Mizzou, for when you actually go out into the world and find your library job and excel in it, as I know you all will. But this is the opportunity. This, I feel, is my students giving back. This is my students saying that we can make broadly accessible knowledge more accurate for people accessing it on this platform. more accurate, more precise, more robust, whatever the case may be. But the Wikipedia assignment gives my students the opportunity to, I think, make the world just a slightly better place by making these Wikipedia pages slightly better. And I know that that probably comes off as overly romantic to some of you, but that's how I approached this assignment. So having said that, there are actually 2 articles that I want to show you all, and then we'll be done for this lecture for this week. Now, the first story that I wanted to share is this one because I actually find this a little troubling. The headline here, meet the man behind a third of what's on Wikipedia. Okay. By the way, if you can Google this story, it's from January 26, 2019. You can also see the URL there in case you want to pursue this story. But this is actually quite frightening to me. And as somebody who, cares about information, I'm in this field, blah, 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 blah. This is something that we've got to keep our eye on as far as who is actually editing Wikipedia, because Wikipedia has turned into a first source of information for a lot of people. When somebody is having an online argument, they're probably going to Wikipedia first to reinforce what they're saying. When people are doing very quick searches on things like my hometown of Soul City, North Carolina, people are probably going to Wikipedia first. A lot of people do think I make up Soul City, so they'll Google it. And usually when you Google, Wikipedia is one of your first results. So let's talk about this for a second. Stephen Pruitt has made nearly 3 million edits in Wikipedia and written 35,000 original articles. Earned him legendary status almost on the internet, so how do you like them apples? But, who is this guy? So this is what I worry about. When you control information, you can control democracies. You can control people's actions. You can ruin, you can ruin elections maybe. You can cause people to do insane things. You can cause people possibly to commit suicide or do whatever the case may be when you are controlling the information that people are consuming. And so I think it was Kanye West who said no one man should have all that power. And that's kind of what I'm looking at when I look at this Wikipedia thing here. If I had the time, I could be the guy instead of Stephen Pruitt. I could be the guy making 3 million edits and writing 35,000 original articles. And I could have all kinds of biases. I could have a white supremacist bias. I could have a patriarchal bias. I could have a lot of things, a lot of nonsense, a lot of bullshit just going into my thought process, even subconsciously, as I am editing Wikipedia and making these pages. Now, there is something of a layman's peer review within Wikipedia, I should say that layman's peer review does prevent some of this bad information from becoming ingrained in the source and not being challenged. However, that's not foolproof. I mean, I have visited Wikipedia pages that had not been edited recently, and they had biased information in them. They had neutrality issues and things of that nature. So this, I feel, is very dangerous for one person to have so many edits and therefore so much influence on the information consumption habits of people. Stephen Pruitt, I mean, what do we know about him according to this story? Well, we know he's deeply obsessed with history. He's in love with opera. You know, and what does that tell us? I think some of the most dangerous people out there, no offense to you history majors, but I think some of the most dangerous people out there are history folks who are obsessed with history, who know a lot about history, and are willing and able to spin history. Um, you know, there's a message in that big book. Didn't you read it? It said if people don't remember their mistakes, they gonna repeat it. So that's what I look at when I look at Mr. Pruitt here. I think that his motivations, also, this is something to look out for too. So people who do all this stuff for free, they're volunteers. They're on some sort of righteous kick. We know that profit is not their motivation. So what exactly is their motivation? Okay. But this is something, again, that we just have to look out for, be mindful of. I think that right now we're in a very dangerous situation where there's so much information coming at us online, and we don't know who's creating it. We don't know who's editing it. We don't know the types of biases and so forth of the people who are involved in this. So this is food for thought. This is something I want you all to be thinking on. Now, the second article that I wanted to make you all aware of, I guess this isn't really so much of an article, but it is an item. I don't know how to classify it. But what I'm having you all do with this Wikipedia edit assignment is not too far off from sanity. You all may think I'm insane, but there really is a method to my madness. And this is the method right here. So you may be taking part of Wikipedia editathons in the future. And right now there is one upcoming. I guess we are, what is the exact date for this? Okay. My belief is that March the 29th isn't the exact date. Hold on. Where was my announcement? Okay, yeah, so I think the actual, I'm sorry, this is so sloppy and now you're all up in my my inbox and my email, but I think that the actual editathon is on May the 6th, not March the 29th. I think that's when the actual editathon is happening that you see here. But you'll see Wikipedia editathons. You're going to see them every now and then, because what librarians need to be doing is we need to be looking at these information sources. We need to be putting better information in the citations. Because right now there's some really suspect stuff being cited. And who better than a librarian? Who better than you to decide that, hey, I can enhance this Wikipedia article with better quality sources. If you are interested in taking part of this National Library of Medicine Wikipedia editathon, actually, and I said that wrong, it's actually the National Network of Libraries of Medicine. NLM is National Library of Medicine, but when you see 2 N, something else is going on. So how could I be so foolish? But join the National Network of Libraries of Medicine as we add citations to Wikipedia articles on rare diseases using trusted National Library of Medicine stuff. All right, so if you want to take part in this Wikipedia editathon, then you can probably Google that, but here's the URL to that, and you can pause the video and grab that. It is nnlm.gov/NNLM Wikipedia edit-a-thon training, and make sure you have your I'm sorry for that, make sure you have your hyphens in the hyperlink there. So NNLM Wikipedia edit thon training. And that way you can participate. I think you probably will want to get on the ball if you want to do that, because there is this March 29th special training coming up. If you need some resources as far as how to edit Wikipedia beyond what's in Canvas, I probably will recommend that you find something on YouTube. There's bound to be a YouTube, some sort of video that shows you how to edit Wikipedia. And I also want to show, let's see here. I hope nothing nasty is coming up here. Wikipedia. Okay. Alright, now I can't find it, so that was a waste, and now I've had you all up in my inbox for nothing. But the other thing that I just wanted to mention really quickly, and then I'll let you go, is that even though this is a Wikipedia edit-a-thon for the National Library of Medicine, and it's focused on health resources, there are different edit-a-thons that I see come up, and they do address things such as eliminating male bias or racial bias from records as appropriate, as well as some other things. So there might be a number of reasons why you would want to look into editing Wikipedia. And the edit-a-thons can be fun. You can be serving your fellow man by, or fellow humanity, I should say, by enhancing these records, and it's a good public service in my opinion. So with that said, the food for thought, think about the fact that Wikipedia may be largely edited only by a handful of people, and so this is a handful of people, including Mr. Pruitt, who kind of maybe have us at their mercy a little bit, unless we wake up, unless we see what's going on, and unless we are contributors and we have a watchful eye on the situation ourselves. That is all from me this week. Y'all have a good evening.